I am Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg,
I'm Ulrich.
and we are here bringing you premium black news, and that's a fact. We're gonna kind of do like some reviews of the week. We normally do this on a Wednesday. Today is Friday.
Yes, but Friday show's a good show, man.
Friday's a good show. We want.
TGIF, right?
Oh my God, it's Friday!
Yeah, it's the end of the week. We're finally here.
We're here.
We're happy to be here.
Yes, we are. I'm happy to be here. That's a fact.
Oh, so hopefully all you Wednesday night owls will somehow find you're not out partying or watching a movie or doing anything social, that you can come spend time with us here at
Boom.
the Premium Black News.
Premium Black News, where we discuss things like that debacle in Brooklyn, Flatbush Gardens to be exact. Flatbush Gardens is this little community where in the middle of all the Flatbush Gardens, there are these actual gardens. People like are growing food, and it's like it almost feels like the projects, but it's not.
Okay.
And there was a time, 30 years ago, you would walk through these buildings and you can be like killed easily.
Tough area.
Very tough area. And then it slowly started to change, and it became very Haitian, took over. Once the Haitians took over, it became a lot more chiller. Once the ADOS moved out, which are American descendants of slavery, they got them out. And then a new
made
wave.
everything better.
Huh? And then things got
Things
better.
got better.
but what's interesting about that is as much things have changed, still things stay the same. And you can't get away from certain areas. There are arguably spells put on certain blocks. Spells that are put on these blocks where there always will be these tensions. And if you look through history, you'll find out that this Flatbush Gardens has always been volatile. So in the 1920s, when it was that area before the buildings were built, it was, no joke, violent, and a lot of times we move new people move in, and others leave, and it's still kind of still a little bit of a war zone. A lot of that is because of the energy that these buildings bring. A lot of certain streets you go down, no matter what you do, no matter who moves in, it's still got this thing about it, this presence of volatility. Volatility?
We got a new word of the day.
Hey, well, you know where I got my GED from. Come on, I'm supposed to say words like that. So there's this man who is absolutely fed up with his neighbor. His neighbor's blasting the music like it's ridiculous. And the guy actually called 311. And allegedly, they've had a few words throughout their stay together, so to speak.
Living in the apartment or just during that specific time?
No, because the guy who's making the noise and the person who is making the complaint, they don't live on the same floor. So this music is penetrating through the floor. It's like penetrating through the walls. So he's called 311 6 different times.
Okay.
So in the 6 different times he's called 311, I'm sure nothing has changed. How do you feel about that? Like a neighbor with the noise and the music loud. What do? You live in a fairly busy neighborhood. Is your building like that, or is your building a little more calm or chill?
I mean, luckily it's not that bad where I live now. But when I lived in Brooklyn, it was the worst. It was hell on earth. Like every night, if it wasn't a fire truck blazing through, I don't know how there can be like fires so consistently. Just every single day there was a fire truck blaring through our block.
Right.
But that's just a half of it. There was always these group of people who right in front of the building would like bring out these big speakers and just blast their nonsense, or either that or they would like bring a car, park, put the windows up, some stupid ridiculous looking car who had like what was it, suicide doors, that's what the kids call them.
Right.
The doors go up, right?
Oh, the doors that go up like that, they're
Oh, these freaking vagabonds. If you don't see, there's
you can't see what we see, but they are riding one of the carts, and
Yeah.
there's a young girl in the cart, and these two boys are just having the time of their life pushing her. She seems like
and they're
she's-
going fast as like hell.
yeah, and she's used to that. They're having a good time.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to allow your children to play dangerously. You know,
All right, sure.
you know,
I
let your
guess
children
so.
play dangerously.
I mean, they're vaping too, man. These kids, man.
Right. Okay.
Anyways, let's not get off that.
And
All right.
Ulrich is the educator, so he hates to see people under 18 vaping. It bothers him.
But anyways,
I should flip the camera around so the world can see what we're talking about. Here she comes.
Wouldn't it be perfect if she just flipped over?
No, it would be horrible if she
No.
flipped over. But she's not. She's not scared.
No. Well, I guess it's
You
fine.
have
It's
to
all-
allow your children to play dangerously.
Sure.
Like, what's gonna happen? She's gonna bust her forehead. She's gonna bust her knuckles. She'll be fine.
Yeah, she's just tragic looking,
There's a tragedy. There's a tragic in her face.
Yeah, just something's gonna happen. She's gonna do something's gonna happen.
You see that you know people go to therapy for what you just said right there. That's called you waiting for the other shoe to drop, dude. Come on.
What you mean?
That's what that means. What you just said. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're expecting negative things to happen. They're happy. They're young. I'm sure there's at least two of them that are not vaping. But
Sure.
they with the you was in a group of people that did things that you didn't.
Sure.
on.
Look, I'm not gonna get. Look, it's fine.
Right.
It's fine. It's just from my perspective. I was young.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we got this guy in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And these men are over 40s. These men are in their 40s. Maybe the guy was in his 50s, but he calls. Here's the thing: when you had these problems in your building, did you ever call 311 or 911?
No. I would never ever call the cops for a noise situation.
nuisance.
No, never. But I absolutely hate when people like play like loud noises. That being said, one time in college, when I think I was maybe a junior or something, and I lived off campus, I had a few people over, and the music happened to be loud, and
Right.
I got the police called over, and I got a noise complaint.
Right.
Yeah, so it.
So you remember the times, right? But this
Yeah.
wasn't a daily thing. This was a party.
Yeah, it wasn't even a party actually, because I wouldn't have a party at my apartment. My apartment wasn't big for that. We would usually, if we do something, it'd be at some other house we know or something like that.
Okay.
But I had a bunch of people over. I don't remember if we were coming from a party or going to a party or something like that.
Right.
But they were just like maybe 6 people over. We were pretty loud. We were drinking. And I think music was playing, but But I really sympathize, especially for the people who felt compelled to call police on me for making a noise complaint, because it just takes over just everything you're doing, like in the house. We were just seeing it just a while
on the way
ago.
here.
Yeah,
on the way here, we were on. I should have taken a note, a mental note of that street, but that was a hardcore block. That was one of those dangerous blocks in the Bronx.
I mean, maybe the fact that the guy just felt so comfortable just blaring that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
someone had a speaker sticking out of their house window, and literally you can hear it for 6, 7 houses down.
And it was like it sounded like it was inside of our car, and it was in a window, like
Right.
up the like we.
Yeah, I thought it was the car behind us.
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
wasn't.
that's what.
It was blaring from the window. I mean, just loud.
Imagine the poor neighbors, and they just
Right.
probably coming home from work. Like it's unacceptable.
Right.
But,
I've never called 311 or the cops on anyone for music. Uh, I have this idea in my head because my dad, he used to be such a stickler for people with music and their complaints, and he would always feel the need to police that. And what he would do when I was a kid is that he would hear someone pull up to pick up their girlfriend from his building or the adjacent building, and they would have these are young people, so they would have their they would have the music just really, really, really going. And he would, like from their cars, he would then take eggs and AA batteries and throw them from the window and hit their cars with it, because he was on this whole, like, what's the word, righteous indignation, where he just felt like this is not the neighborhood to do that. This is a good neighborhood. This is not where you do that. And I always kind of like resented that aspect of what he did. I resented it. I hated it.
Yeah.
I thought that it was rude to
That's
hit somebody's car
that's
with
really rude.
eggs and batteries. I was like, so I always made it a point to, like, yo, if the person is paying their rent, leave them alone.
Yeah.
There was an instance, interesting, that I just thought about this. This is an instance where he had banged on the person's door, and they took a 5-gallon bucket of water. They took a 5-gallon bucket of water and just doused them with water.
That's
And I told him, I
ridiculous.
said, you lucky it wasn't, hot boiling water. You're lucky that it wasn't that. You're lucky it was, just regular lukewarm, tap water from the tub, presumably. And so I never was into that noise complaint, even though I must say I never lived where people would just start blasting their music like that. And when I did, it was when I was in a high rise, and it would only last 2 days before security would come and just be like, yo, you can't be having this on you, because people would put it on the terrace. They put the speaker on the terrace, and they'll be jamming, like we were like new people that moved in, and they just jamming and on the terrace. And next thing you know, the whole thing is there. I'm hearing commercials from the radio commercials coming in. Then after about 3 days, it would be over. They would nip it in the bud and show them on their lease where you can't do this.
Yeah.
And they would be very professional about it, though, and it would always work. So I didn't have that problem for the 20 years I lived in a high rise. And
You're very lucky for that, man.
yeah. They were pretty good. They were pretty cool, and they were pretty good with that. But we have this guy in Brooklyn who actually took the law into his own hands. And Ulrich just saw the video. I've seen the video throughout the week. I saw it at least 3 times. I embellished when I said I seen it a lot more than that, but I only seen it 3 times. 3 too many.
I mean, even seeing it once, man, it's kind of hard to forget.
Right. What do you think about that situation? I'm curious to want to hear. And this is the situation in Brooklyn where the man kills a father and son.
Yeah. So what happened was the some guy was standing at like the top of a staircase,
Right.
and then there's a woman who comes out of her door, and afterwards a teenager comes out the door, and then a guy comes charging out towards the man at the top of the staircase, and he kind of he has like scissors on him, and they have a small
That's
interaction.
Scissors. Yeah, scissors
Yeah.
on him. Right.
Yeah.
So the man that was waiting in the staircase did not have scissors. It was the other guy who came towards him to confront him had the scissors in his hand. And what's interesting is I have those same exact scissors. They're like white and red kitchen shears.
Right.
You know, that's for like cutting up the chicken and cutting the rubber band off of the lobster's claw.
Right.
It's one of those kind of scissors,
Yeah.
kitchen scissors.
Yeah, but the guy they're up there top of the staircase, and the guy with the scissors, they're face to face, and the other guy is just not really flinching. He seems
He's
to
not
have no
flinching,
fear at
no
all,
fear.
like towards him. So, and we'd show you, but it's a little graphic and a little
YouTube,
jarring.
YouTube wouldn't allow us.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
do
but
that.
it's not it's not really something you can probably find it on World Star Hip Hop at some point.
Right.
So so there, all of a sudden the guy finally, because the other guy who was at the top of the stairs had his hand in his pocket kind of for a lot of the time, and he took out a gun, and it was almost already like cocked. Or something, and he was ready
chambered.
to go.
It was totally chambered.
And the other guy's starting to retreat, and the guy shoots him, and then his son, I think, goes to charge him. Understandably, he just shot his father. He's probably gonna shoot. And then the guy shoots him on the way coming in, and then shoots him just dead on the floor right in the head.
Execution style, right there.
And then he goes up to the dad, who's like wounded and kind of laying down, and he shoots him in the head. What a juxtaposition! But and he goes up to the dad who's laying down injured, and he goes and he shoots him in the head, and the guy just like leaves after. I don't know where the lady from the beginning went, but
well, that's interesting. That's why I said for you to watch it twice, because you're gonna miss these little things.
Yeah.
There was a child standing in the doorway, and and we're looking at a rectangle situation here. On the top of the rectangle, the north west side of the rectangle is the doorway, which is standing. A child is standing in this doorway, about 13 years old, and wow, they're getting ready to have a good time. They got the other cart.
Something bad's gonna happen.
So young, so free. Two girls in the cart.
These people, understand? It shows a great duality of life.
Yeah. Do you want to take that?
Yeah.
So in that northwest corner, and then there's the southwest side. The southwest corner is where the staircase is, and this guy, he basically comes out of the northwest side of the apartment, and he has a scissor in hand. He's about 5 inches taller than the other guy who's waiting for him, and what looked like they could have maybe had an actual conversation turned into the son also came out, and the mom came out. And let me just tell you about the mom. Did you have any opinion or thought anything about the mom whatsoever?
I mean, I don't know what they came out for.
Oh, look, she really slapped that kid in the face.
Yeah.
This girl here,
it is
with the
freaking
glasses,
teenage
she
pandemonium,
literally
man.
slapped the kid in
I don't
the
even
face.
understand that. I don't even understand these games.
This is just
If
like
only, they're like jumping each other.
yeah, and these are
But not,
friends.
they're like friends, but
they're having a good time. They're happy.
anyway, I think somebody said maybe there's a backstory. Yeah, I think you said there was
The
history.
backstory was that he called 311 6 times. They've already had issues about the noise complaint. And look at the kids, they're waving at us behind the car.
Fucking maniacs.
Oh,
Motherfucker. I'm gonna break these
well, they
kids
they
up.
just slipped. It's fine.
Mother.
So now,
Oh, kick these kids in their
they, and look at the time. It's 6 p.m. Their parents are just like
See,
on the,
that's why.
on
See,
the
that's why
train
kids.
still.
That's why
Because this little girl
it just
boxing
it
this
just
boy.
goes too far. They don't know how to have fun normal.
They're
That's a
having
certain
fun.
point.
It's okay. They're having fun. So now we have this guy who has a scissor damn near at the guy's face, and he didn't even flinch.
Yeah.
He was not afraid for his life. But let me tell you, I listened to an expert talk about this scene, and deadly force is authorized. When the guy came out with that scissor, you can use deadly force. Deadly force is authorized. So the problem is that when the guy with the scissors, he winds up pulling out the gun at the guy with the scissors, because the guy with the scissors, his wife came down. She came out of that apartment, and she's pulling at the guy with the scissors. And I think she escalated it. I think she actually escalated the situation, because we got a woman here, like I've been in this situation with LJ, where LJ has tried to step in front of me if I'm having like some sort of like an exchange with someone. And I'm like, baby, when you step in front of me, you're making it look like I'm the aggressor. Like I'm gonna like jump somebody, and you're gonna stop me from attacking someone. I always tell her like, yo, I'm mature. I'm not gonna just jump and just hit somebody because I'm upset.
That makes the situation worse.
It makes the situation worse, and that's what I gathered from this woman grabbing her man and pulling him. Made it seem like he was really gonna do something with those scissors. This man wasn't going to do anything with these scissors but ray, and rah, and huff and puff, and, and pound his chest. His bark is bigger than his bite kind of situation. But the guy...
No.
The new term now is called crash out. You heard all the kids they in your school talking about crashing out?
I never heard that term. What is that?
Well, crash out is the new term for when you just don't give a F. When you just when you just can't take it no more, and you don't give a F anymore, and you just like F it, I don't care, I don't give a, and with that mentality is now referred to as crashing out. So,
like Tupac's character in Juice.
Like Tupac's character in Juice.
Yeah.
Tupac's character in Juice, he killed his friend though. No.
Yeah, he did kill his friend. And
no.
And he shot his other friend.
He didn't crash out. Crash out would mean that he wouldn't have been lying that he didn't do it.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Crash out means he would have stood in the staircase, waited for the cops to come in.
But then again, Tupac shot at his friend in a crowded elevator full of people.
Right.
Yeah, that was part of right before the full climax of the movie.
Right,
but he shot, so to an extent, he didn't give something.
Yes, to an extent he didn't, but I don't think crash out would be. This was just regular psychopath shit where he wants to get
exactly
away with it.
Exactly.
But crash out, you don't want to get away with it. You don't care. You're gonna walk with the gun in your hand, and you're gonna wait for the cops. When the cops show up, you're gonna light them up too. That's the crash out mentality.
This guy, that not giving. He really didn't have to do all that, man. The guy, like.
Well, thank you for saying that. Like. What do you think about the way? Well, let me just say this. After the woman's pulling at the man to come, trying to drag him back in the house, and he's huffing and puffing and pushing his wife out of the, fighting with her, and she's grabbing his coat, his shirt, not his he had a t-shirt on. The man comes out of his coat so quickly, as if he was in the army or something like that, or trained somewhere. And he pointed his weapon at that man, and the man literally retreated.
Yeah.
He backed up. He took 2 steps back while his woman is pulling him, and his back now is to the man with the weapon. And that man's weapon had a laser, a green laser.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, you couldn't see it on the World Star one. You had to see it on a different platform. And I saw it on BitChute. Not BitChute, what's the other one other than BitChute?
BitTorrent?
I can't remember, but it might have been BitChute. Let's just for argument's sake, let's just say I saw it on BitChute.
Okay.
And the guy had a green laser on the bottom of that thing, so he aimed right for his back and shot him 2 to 3 times. At that moment, the guy's son was standing there with the mom, and the son. It appears that he went after the man, but he actually was just trying to get to the east side of that wall, and oh my God, he's running to the wall.
But that doesn't. But he was the other way over there. It doesn't even make. He was getting closer to.
It was like a rectangle.
But he would have made. Because he was closer to his door. Or
Well,
closer,
I think once he started moving, he started shooting the young man. He's 27 years old.
and he just was
And
moving
he
away
just
from the
moved,
shots. Yeah.
and then he wound up moving towards the guy, and then the guy did some fancy stuff with the gun, bing, 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 like John Wick,
He did back up and aim. He didn't just shoot crazily. He did make sure to shoot. I mean, but
On
then
a
but a
downward
train,
motion.
but he was in a train. A trained shooter would have been backing up and kept his gun like
yeah, but
trained
this
on
guy
him.
did John Wick moves.
That was like a.
He was doing the John Wick
Yeah.
on the guy.
So actually, that makes you question whether or not this guy really is a shooting guy, because he even pulled his gun out when he pulled it up high. When he pulled his gun out.
Yeah, because he has such a big coat on,
Yeah, but
right?
you want to get it so it's comfortable, right? I mean, not draw like you're in the West, but I don't know.
That was a little bit of a Western draw you just did right there. So,
Like, I'm just assuming if it was like a trained guy, you just get it. I don't know.
well,
knows?
let me say this. He lay, and then when the young man, the 27-year-old son, falls on his back, he then aims for his head and hits him in the head.
Yeah.
Then he walks around that staircase to the man's doorway, where the man is laying in front of his doorway, because the wife, once he let the shot out, he was actually kind of protecting his wife. The way his back was, when he was retreating, he backed up and made sure his wife got the hell in the house. So most people don't speak on that or even talk about that. It appeared like she just ran in the house, but to me,
If he was protecting his wife, he wouldn't let her be the first one that came out.
well, she came out just to talk to him. He didn't think the guy was going to do anything. She came out on her own. She's talking to the man. Then the husband comes out
What's
with
there
the
to talk
scissors.
about, though? Just turn the music down. I don't even know. All right.
Right, but you're using logic. Logic
Alright,
is
what's
out
there?
the window. These people.
If
not
you want to
using,
rationalize, yeah.
these people not using logic.
Yeah.
So we have a situation here where logic is not being used.
Yeah,
here.
that was such a bad, what's unnecessary sequence of events.
An unnecessary sequence of events.
It-
It's unnecessary,
It was like
but you
sense-
have to understand the crash out. See, this is unnecessary sequence of events. It's a guy who has something to lose.
But
when
the
you're
fact that
when
he
you're
was standing
crashing
on the
out-
stairs, he was standing so far away from the door because he was standing still in a place where he can still potentially retreat, like at the foot of the stairs. I don't know why.
So you're saying that he didn't feel his life was in danger? See, the shooter retreating down the stairs would have meant that he was in fear of his life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the fact that he was standing there while he was where they were communicating with each other.
Yeah, he was standing there when the woman was talking. Then he was standing there when the guy had the scissor to his face. And then when the woman started to pull the man back is when he pulled out, bing, bing, bing. Then the son, bing, 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 bing. And then he walked over to the man so calmly and just hit him with the headshot. Like Hassan Campbell would say, hit him in the head with the headshot.
That was just unnecessary, man.
You see, I agree. So yeah, I'm so glad. Very few people agree with that. People think that the man's life was in danger. He didn't care, and he was like in the right for that. And I just think, like, human life is to me so much more important than to take human life like that. I mean, he killed a man and his son, and the man will never, like, oh, check this out. The man is dead, by the way. He came at the cops with a knife and they took his life.
The one with the gun?
The one with the gun, like 2 days later.
So he retreated and was on the run?
Yes.
And then...
And now he's in the bosom of Abraham. Look at this.
Oh, and you see these freaking reckless kids? Look at what they're potentially causing now.
A runaway cart because of their fun.
Stupid motherfuckers.
So it's good to know at least the kids were aware of their surroundings. They were saying hi to us. It wasn't like they were oblivious to what we were doing. So that was kind of cool. But let me just say this, my friend Ulrich. Crashing out, the new word that's hitting everywhere. You have to understand the crash out. The crash out is an important part of our society. When a person is just had it up to here, and it's the smallest things
That can set them
that can
off.
set them off. It's nothing like my attitude is, what are you doing in Flatbush Gardens if you want people not to have music blasting? That's the last building place you should move into. Yes, they are now gardens and people, growing fruits and tomatoes in this area there, but it's still Flatbush Gardens, man. Come on, this
Whatever
place
happened
here.
to just yelling at your fire escape? I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore.
Right.
Why you gotta end
Such a
somebody?
great movie, dude. That's such a
Yeah,
great
Network,
movie.
man.
Network. All right, so I'm glad that you said what you said. I am in agreement with you. Taking that human life
Yeah.
was so unnecessary. It was such a horrible, traumatic situation. I don't know what else to say. I just think that let's not. I hope we don't get more crash outs.
Yeah, I mean that's good. Is it crash outs or COINTELPROs? No. We're not there. We're not there. But there was a lot of people blowing up the thingies. John, let's go back. Is this like a falling down a la Michael Douglas crashing out moment? Do you know that movie?
Yeah, I love that movie with Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas, he crashed out. Yes, I think that's a good definition of crashing out.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas, because he was willing to go up against gang members. Anyone who had anything to say to him that he didn't want to hear, he was ready. He was ready, and he was ready to die.
That was D. John Wick. Oh, what's up, Tasha? How you doing, LJ? Happy Friday, Rob 30-ish. Who's that?
Rob 30-ish. Because they're plagiarizing
Oh.
Rob Lowe 2000.
No, there's a Rob 30-ish in the thingy.
Yeah, but what about Rob Lowe 2000? He's the original.
Oh, but there's someone in our audience. He's special.
Yeah.
You're special, Rob.
Rob 30-ish, you're special. And the Cash App is $ Elvis Rosenberg.
What's up, Rashawn Brown? Is this a new person?
Probably.
Salute, fellas. Thanks. Salute to you too, Rashawn Brown. Nice to see you, man. Who is J-Zone? Is J-Zone a new listener?
Yeah, maybe so.
Town's almost premeditated. He was so cold. Premeditated? I don't know. I mean,
I think it was
maybe
totally
he was ready for
premeditated.
maybe he was ready for action, but I think maybe the scissor did, kind of.
Well, the scissor did give him what's it called? He could take life.
But if he was going to go with the
scissor.
legal way, he wouldn't have shot him like execution style afterwards. If he was just
And you're
look
in
at
New
this.
York. You're not in Georgia where you
Yeah.
stand your ground. Even though New York, you're allowed to stand your ground too, but it really only helps if you're a business owner.
Who said that? What's up, T Red? How you feeling? He's like, they're having the ball. Yeah, those kids were having
Those
a good
kids were having a
time.
good time, man. They're so happy.
Yeah, man.
Except for the girl with the glasses. She slapped the kid like 3 times. It's like so rude. The other kids were swinging, but no one was hitting. She's the only one that was making actual contact.
Yeah, and these kids fight so goofy. And he's what's it called? It sounds like he died over his ego. What's up, Christopher Perkins? I agree.
Oh, it was ego, yes.
Definitely.
The big guy with the scissors should have never came out there with them scissors. He should have went and talked to the dude.
Hey, we have 2 messages that is held for review. What's that all about?
There were probably something they said a little derogatory. Maybe there was some spamming going on or some,
I never seen that. What's up, Stephen Ladner? How you feeling?
What's up, Steven? How are you?
Steve, hell freeze over before I call police about anything. Good man. I mean,
I
no.
disagree with that. You
I mean, no. Yeah, you gotta
the
call
cops if you need
yeah,
the cops,
I talk.
man.
Yeah, I mean, over anything innocuous or small, like something like that.
Right. Seriously.
But yeah, I think maybe that's what I read. Maybe
When
that's not what
when
you
I
mean.
was in the bar business, I called the cops on people all the time.
He said, Jason said, like Training Day, but Elvis is like the bad cop.
I'm like the bad cop in Training Day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And the bad cop would be Denzel Washington. You look like Denzel, but I'm acting like him. Damn.
Oh, David, y'all are like family, but don't ever in life call me brother.
Right.
What's that a reference to?
That's a Star quote. Star doesn't like people calling him brother. Neither do I.
Gotcha.
I'm not into that.
Hey, much love, Christopher Perkins. Cream and Black Muse is fire. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Talking about bass. All right, gosh. All right, so we go into this next video.
Yeah, let's go to the next video.
All right.
We're gonna move on from this crash
If you
out.
didn't
We
see
learned
it.
a new word. You know, everything is all
Yeah.
about crashing out and the ability to crash out. And is the person gonna
Yeah,
crash
that's
out?
okay.
Or even this one here that I've been hearing a
character.
lot is, I hope that person crashes out. That's the newest form of this crash out that I can honestly say that I can kind of get into. Like, just be like, I hope that person crashes out. Like you know how a person gets so upset and they voice their opinion so much, you just start wishing that they go crash out. You know?
I mean, I don't know that.
So that's just a form of, it's hatred, it's subjective hate, You're like, you're talking all that, but why don't you go out there and, show us what you're really about. Go crash out.
Yeah.
Go
Or keep
crash.
it, or keep it with amongst yourself. If
Yeah,
you're gonna
keep
do
that
it,
same keep that same energy. Go
Yeah.
out there and crash out.
Why don't you just go up into the? If you really want to do something crazy, just go off into the forest. Like, leave society. You don't even kill yourself.
Like
Leave
the
society.
Japanese do. The
Yeah, see if it'll
Japanese.
make you feel freer than you did. Live and forge for yourself. Don't kill yourself. You may find something good when you go away from stuff. Who knows?
When you delete yourself.
No, don't delete yourself. Don't delete yourself.
Don't delete yourself.
You can make life. You can. But then again, the
Go
people
homestead.
who delete yourself.
Go homestead.
The people can't. They don't have the patience for uncomfortable life. So I guess I can imagine if they can't take life how it is in their comfort. They're probably, how are they going to go into the woods and
Right.
even if it'll be healthier for them? Who knows?
Right.
All right, it's fine. It's craziness. All right, maybe. No, this is.
Do you want to play video?
All
Games
right,
all
right
day
there.
and
We
not
gotta
after
let this crazy ad goes away. All right. On a lighter note.
That's bullshit, dog. That's fucked up, dude. I'm telling you, dog, that's fucked up.
Wait, no. You're not gonna say fuck me or that's fucked up. It's not fucked up.
You recording me? What the fuck you doing?
Listen, it's not fucked up, and we're going to. Okay, look. So I have an OnlyFans page, and he's mad because he's just now finding out about it.
Of course I'm mad I'm just finding out about it.
I'm not doing it with anybody but myself, so why should I have to tell you my choice, my body, my fucking choice?
Your partner, you're supposed to come to me and talk to
Joe,
me.
I've been talking to you about mad things. I've been asking for solutions to shit. You're not giving me none, so I created one.
That's no solution. Not in my book. That's no
You
solution.
knew who the fuck I was when you met me.
Before,
Before,
yeah, I
and I
knew that.
thought that I would never have to go back to anything like this again. But unfortunately, that's not the case right now.
After that, everything's supposed to change.
Everything did change.
No. Obviously it hasn't.
No, it had to. I had to do
Obviously it
something.
hasn't. You stood out there showing your body. You stood out there doing stuff like this on camera.
You act like that's the only thing that I do. I have mad jobs, but they're not facilitating everything that needs to be done. So I got something extra. OnlyFans be breaking me off. What the fuck?
Come on, Keisha, that it don't matter what they breaking you off. It's the disrespect that comes with it.
What
You couldn't-
disrespect?
You couldn't come and talk to me about it.
Okay, well, we're talking about it now.
And I had
So,
to find out on the fly.
all right then, but now, okay,
No,
so
I
wait.
had to find out on the fly.
So now you know.
Yeah, now I know.
Okay. And so? Whatever. I've been doing what I have to do, period. Like, that's bottom line. That's what it is.
I don't know what that nonsense was. Was that like a?
You know who the guy is?
Yeah, I know Joe Smith. He's a former NBA player. He was a former number
First
one
number
overall
one,
pick
yeah, number one
in
draft pick.
95. Or
Right.
94, 95.
He went through $60 million in his career.
Yeah.
60 mil in his career. This is his wife. Okay? When she was a young woman, she was also a stripper. And she's done pornography. Straight up actual porn. So the guy I see you paying attention to our surroundings right now. You okay?
Why is that car parked sideways?
That's the lady right there. That's her car. So she parked it right in front of us, and then just walked to the edge. I was like, "Is the lady gonna go jump?"
Yeah, why
So
would you
strange
park
to
it?
just park in front.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to understand, from the outside looking in, you can tell that we're not going anywhere because we got the lights on and all that kind of stuff. So, and then it's Friday. Friday is popping. We're normally here Wednesday. It's very quiet.
All right, I got you. All right, I'm passing. I'm in.
Ovic is always ready to kick somebody's ass. It's like you would never think it, but this guy here is always ready to kick someone's ass.
No,
he's always like, yo, what that guy talking about over there? Like, you go to a bar with Ovic, woo-wee. You like, oh my God, I hope we don't get into a fight tonight.
No fights. I'm too grown for that.
You know. Anyway, so I say this in jest. I say all this in jest.
Yeah, but about that. First of all, that video I just saw, that seemed like some kind of like a web series.
Right.
You know,
it
something
felt
like that.
very scripted.
Yeah.
It felt very scripted. The way she was looking at the camera, filming the conversation, the interaction.
And he was engaging.
What happened was, his side piece told him that his wife has an OnlyFans. And that's why she pulls out the camera, and he's just like, yo, you should have told me. But we have to understand, this is a woman who helped this man go through $60 million.
And she filmed this dude without his permission, and he didn't flip out at all.
Yes, it felt very staged, but regardless if it's staged or not, it's still part of the conversation, because this has evolved since then. By the way, her OnlyFans is popping. So this was a really good advertisement for her.
She no spring chicken.
And what we have to understand is that this woman here, no matter what they say, I guess am I speaking? All right, I'll talk. Should you go or?
Go ahead. What were you saying?
What I was gonna say is that this is the kind of chick that would do the OnlyFans if it was for free. There's some women that you're gonna meet in this world that they don't have a problem with that side of them, and when they get older, at her age, they would end up at like a swing spot, or they would end up at like, the gangbang spot. They would end up at wherever they can get that feeling of just being the center of attention. And this is a woman who wanted to be the center of attention her whole entire life. And now that OnlyFans is here, she can get $1. And there's no way. So I found out that the man he makes $300,000 a year. He has an income coming in of $300,000. Mind you, he went through 60 mil. So $300,000 is nothing. And for her to now have money coming in, because she's used to, these are people that are just gonna spend, non-stop spending. New bags, new shoes, new this, new that, helping everybody out that they know, going to the bar, buying everybody a drink, all this kind of stuff. And then they need to be the center of attention. So yeah, I get it. You found out from your side piece that your wife has an OnlyFans. She records her saying to you, my body, my choice. And everyone now harps on that woman saying, my body, my choice. And then I would say something that no one I've heard say, is that he referred to her as his partner.
I didn't even know.
That bothers me, man. A man and a woman cannot be partners if they're lovers, if they're together. You see, when I was coming up, you know who were partners? Gay men used to have partners.
Yeah, I never referred to girls as partners.
Yeah, and then there was these women that came into my dispensary last couple of weeks ago, and I was like, "Are you two together?" And they were like, "Oh," and they looked at each other and they were like, "Yeah, we're partners." And I said, "Whoa. How long have you been together?" And they were like, "Well, it's fairly new. It's only been about 5 months." I said, "Then you're lovers. You're not partners. You're lovers."
Yeah, I don't understand that partners.
Like, what happened to the word lovers? Like you two beautiful lesbian women, well, Red Hook's version of beautiful, and Red Hook, Brooklyn, New York, by the way, and you're referring to everyone as these partners. It take back in the days when the gay community was in relationships, it would take them years. They'd be together 10 years, and now they're partners. They were partners that took years before they were partners. But before they were partners, they were lovers. Then they graduated to partners. Now it's just this grown man calling this woman this, she's a whore. She's a slut. My body, my choice. You pulling out dildos and having parties all by yourself. You're a whore.
No,
come on, you're a dirty
she's
right
not.
whore.
And she's more of a fact that she's doing this stuff for the YouTube and deciding her story is necessary to be telling.
She's an attention whore. She
that's
needs to be valid. Like I said, if OnlyFans was free, she would do it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, she was doing it for not free.
She would do it. She would do it. And trust me, I've met a lot of, being in the bar business, I've met tons of women like this. These are the kind of women that be like, you got a camera? And I'm like, I only got these disposable one, and I have like 15 pictures left. They're like, oh, that's great. Come on, take pictures of me. I'm gonna take off everything. Let's see, see what this looks like.
Little hussies.
Yeah, so that's all I have to say is that she would do it if it was for free. What do you have to say, Owen?
I mean, I can't get past the fact that he was kind of engaging her in a conversation when she was recording him. I'm actually shocked at that. So let's assume it was it was completely natural. It wasn't a fake situation. I don't understand how I would have slapped the phone out of their hand. I mean, that's just unacceptable. And you continuously
that's his
record me?
partner. He's not gonna slap the phone out of his partner's hand.
Well,
do you understand? This is my point with those dynamics. Once you start calling a woman your partner, you are referring to them as your equal. He's not gonna slap the phone out of his equal's hand, no matter what kind of a whore she is. He can't do it.
That was just completely unacceptable. I don't know. I don't know if I'm disappointed in Joe Smith or what, or I don't know if he just allows you to, or maybe he's guilty about something that's been transpired in the past. Like you said, he had a side piece,
right,
and somehow maybe he's more patient.
And she
with
has
his
no
wife's
problem
stuff.
with the side piece. She thought it was hilarious that the side piece is the one that told him.
Yeah, I don't say.
All right. Oh, and he's moved out the house.
Oh, so was he back? Well, this was after this video.
After this video, he moved out. He's not living.
Oh,
there.
so maybe this was a real situation.
Right. This is the only thing that gives it some validity. I mean, maybe his boy said, "Dude, you better move out. This don't look good for you."
I mean, that's unacceptable. But
yeah.
All right.
Well, she did.
But if they have kids, though, that's going to be tough to stop. Yeah. So all right. Want to go to the next one?
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
This one is infuriating.
There's a video that I 100%
Is this just Jack?
Yeah.
I say good. Listen to this video. Have you ever heard this? It's amazing.
He would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on, and he'd say, "Boss, we got this and that and the other thing." And I'd look at him and I'd say, "Good." And finally one day he was telling me about some issue that he was having, some problem, and he said, "I already know what you're going to say." And I said, "Well, what am I going to say?" He said, "You're going to say good." He said, "That's what you always say. When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say good." And I said, "Well, yeah, when things are going bad, there's going to be some good that's going to come from it. Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted? Good. Didn't get promoted? Good. More time to get better."
There's a video that I 100%
Go to the next video. I actually found the original video of that. Wasn't difficult.
But you gotta play more very motivational horse crap.
Okay. Yeah. We're gonna play it. I told you he's always.
All right. What's this thing?
When we challenged ourselves to create the world's most emotional and sustainable vehicle,
Did he just say emotional and sustainable?
No.
Direct support. It's one of my guys that worked for me. He would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on, and he'd say, "Boss, we got this and that and the other thing." And I'd look at him and I'd say, "Good." And finally, one day he was telling me about some issue that he was having, some problem, and he said, "I already know what you're gonna say." And I said, "Well, what am I gonna say?" He said, "You're gonna say good." He said, "That's what you always say. When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say good." And I said, "Well, yeah. When things are going bad, there's going to be some good that's going to come from it. Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted? Good. Didn't get promoted? Good. More time to get better. Oh, mission got canceled? Good. We can focus on the one. Didn't get funded. Didn't get the job you wanted. Got injured. Sprained my ankle. Got tapped out? Good. Got beat? Good. You learned. Unexpected problems? Good. We have opportunity to figure out a solution. That's it. When things are going bad, don't get all bummed out. Don't get startled. Don't get frustrated. If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well, now you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
Yeah, that's him. Don't you just love that, Ulrich?
It was a sincere sensation.
Who needs to hear this? Why does this guy got 20 million hits on this?
I think the people who kind of would need to hear this wouldn't be receptive to it in the way he's saying it.
The people that need to hear this wouldn't get it. It's the people that get it already that get it.
Yeah.
So he's preaching to the choir.
Yeah. More. Yeah. I don't even.
Did I just explain that well for you though, right there? Is that what you? Are we in sync? Are we aligned?
I mean, we're 100% aligned to it. I mean, I wouldn't known to have reached the preach of the choir, but that illuminated exactly what I mean. I mean, He's not gonna get. He's not gonna change this freaking emo person. They're gonna say, "Oh yeah, it's just easy to turn off my pain. I'll just do that. You just turn it off like a switch." They're not gonna hear any of that. That's how they. In fact, my friend talks exactly like I just expressed.
Do you ever find the good in the bad situations that happen?
Yeah, I look at silver lining constantly.
Yeah,
but if I don't do that, like I'll go into a depression. Like I have to do that.
Me too.
I have to do that for myself.
Like the drama I've been having with the cops and all that kind of stuff. I keep saying that. I'm like and I have to reassure my wife. I'm like, listen, all this stuff, we're gonna be fine. There's this silver lining of greatness waiting for us ahead of us.
I don't know if I have it all. I think my silver lining is not so much that there's great things ahead in the future. That's gonna saying it. I'm more so that it is not that bad. It can definitely be worse.
Right.
Yeah. That's more so than just great things are coming ahead. Yeah. It's more so.
So this might be in our section of the woke quote of the week, right?
That was. Yeah.
Quote of the week.
But they're like they're right in the middle because they're gonna try to snatch some non-wokians, right? They're right in that middle of the woke.
Right. Well, the guy he has a podcast. I listened to about maybe 2 or 3 hours, not 3, but at least 2 hours of some of of his stuff. And I don't think I know anyone who needs to hear what he has to say. It comes across maybe like for soldiers, maybe suffering with some PTSD kind of a thing. It might be more like battlefield
So he's like a therapist, like
He's a podcaster that to me speaks to like men suffering from PTSD, and this is with my layman research. Like really go hard into it because it was very difficult to hear someone. First of all, I don't like to be talked at.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't like to be talked at. Don't tell me how I'm thinking and how I'm feeling and how I should think and feel, because that's you talking to a different kind of guy. I'm not that guy. It doesn't turn me on to hear these things.
Yeah.
So he really wasn't for
agree.
me. But I thought that it just got so, it's had so much buzz. This thing is 3 years old, and this guy's whole platform is based on this concept of good, and how when things go rough, it's good. Good is when rough. Good, you didn't get that thing. Now you get to do better. Now you get to be better. And I like what you had to just say just now, that this guy is, the people that really need to hear this are never going to hear this guy. They're never going to know who he is.
Yeah, and I get the and maybe I'll try to throw him a bone here and say he's trying to say, by saying good, that just means not to complain or not to wallow,
right,
or something like that.
I mean, it's great stuff he's saying, but it's the woke quote of the week so far. All right, let's go to the next one. Tell us what you guys think, or you all think. I hate saying you guys.
Maybe that motivates some of the audience. With that freaking tear my life into pieces. I don't even know, that wasn't even the song, but that's the freaking here.
The war cry.
Punk.
The bubble time is 23:16. Her time of 23:26 will leave her out. How many times? Run through the tape. I get it if you're up by. Caught her and cost her.
Is that a commercial?
The fastest woman in the world this year is not in the semi-finals. The Jamaicans cannot now.
Yeah, why is it? It's going to do this craziness.
Yeah, we're having some reception issues up here on the roof.
It's the third time this week I done got off work, pulled in my driveway, and my daddy in my goddamn house. But I telling me he gonna be in my goddamn house. I just don't understand this shit, man. As a father, man, knowing I got a girlfriend at home, why are you popping up in my house? Let me just see, check this out, man. Let me see this shit. Just like I thought. Just like I thought. Just like I thought. What we got going on here, huh?
Get the camera on my face.
What we got going on here, huh? What's y'all? Hey, don't fucking junior me, man. Don't fucking junior me, man. It's your third time this week popping up at my motherfucking house without letting me know you gonna pop up. Huh? You fucking eat chicken? And you got these little ass shorts on? What's wrong with y'all, man? What the hell y'all got going on? You got your legs wide open? Drinking and snow? I ain't fucking tripping. You think I'm stupid or something? What the fuck y'all got going on?
I'm stupid. I'm in my house.
I don't give a damn what. Say, man, what's going on, huh?
What's going on? I'm frying chicken for my man. That's it. And why are you recording? Get the camera out.
Well, your man just got here. And I come home. Think about this shit. I'm coming home to my motherfucking pops in the kitchen with my goddamn girl with these little ass shorts on, eating. I say, Junior. You tripping, man. How I'm tripping? Tell me how I'm tripping. Tell me how I'm tripping. You got these short ass.
I'm not doing anything. I'm frying chicken. You come home tripping like, what's the problem?
It ain't that serious.
And you
it ain't that serious. Hell no. Did you tell me you was gonna be at my house? I came from Miss Joyce's house around the corner. Did you let me know you was gonna be at my house? Huh? I come home, you sitting in the motherfucking kitchen talking to my girlfriend with these little ass shorts on, Tanisha.
Okay, I didn't know you didn't talk to him. I thought y'all talked. He stopped by, and that was it.
Say, man. This shit, dog. Nah, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. You drinking? You full of fucking liquor? Full of fucking beer? Coronas? Liquor right here. You tripping, Joe? Huh? I'm tripping. Say, man, y'all all that junior shit. All that shit. I can go sit down. Go sit down. You take the motherfucking shorts off. Say, come on. Nah, I don't give a damn. You gotta go. You gotta go. It is my house. You gotta respect my house. You gotta go. You gotta go, man. Get the fuck out of my house. Ain't no motherfucking junior, man. Ain't no motherfucking junior. Don't give a damn, that's my goddamn daddy. Ain't no motherfucking, man, get out of my house.
My mama left you this house.
Get out of my house, man. Get out of my house.
So technically it's not yours. You can't keep me out of ass place. On you, Junior, you tripping.
Get out of my house, man.
Think somebody look at your motherfucking woman. I had a woman, her motherfucking age.
Get out of my house, man.
You tripping, dog. Come on, man.
Get out of my house, man.
Nah, we ain't gonna do this. Not tonight.
Get out of my house, man.
Not tonight, Junior.
Get out of my house, man.
Heavy, man.
That was something else, man.
That was heavy. That was heavy.
Well, you know, I'll say this. I think that the young kid is right, but I think he went about it the absolute wrong way. He's definitely that's kind of unacceptable.
He was stuck in his feminine, heavy.
Yeah. He didn't know how to handle that situation well. But
Sorry, let me just talk real quick. We've been Ulrich and I. This is like our 80th episode, believe it or not.
I mean, 80, I thought we were more than that, but maybe.
All right. Well,
who knows?
We've done a lot of episodes, over 50, closer to 100, and what we've come to like this realization is that when a man is that emotional and that stuck on his feelings, that he's in his feminine, and that a man should only be in his principles. And that's what we've like kind of like, you know, we've kind of digged a little deep into that. Principles versus emotions. And the emotions is that feminine space. And whenever you get caught in that feminine space, it's very easy to just talk to yourself, recognize that you're in your feminine, and then calm the hell down. And what he was supposed to do, what should he have done differently?
I think he should have played that. He should have left that situation go alone, and I should have talked to his girl after the fact and talked to her separately. And I think I do think it should have been somewhat of an animated conversation.
What kind of conversation?
Animated.
Animated. Tell me what you mean by that. Animated.
She needs to be chastised for that. First of all, you can't be cooking. I don't care how close in kinship is that. You live with me, you're going to be dressed like that and cooking for somebody? That's unacceptable. That's
What
some clothes
I
on.
didn't like was when she said,
oh, he don't have to go anywhere.
he don't have to go anywhere.
Oh, is she crazy? Is
Yeah,
she crazy?
but before that, she also said, I'm cooking chicken for my man.
Oh, yeah.
There was no clarity in that.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, yeah, I just walked in the door. Like, wait a minute. How long of a timeline? So you wanted to cook dinner, have the fried chicken ready for your man, and she's turning fried chicken over while this is happening. That chicken is popping.
Yeah, so
like,
you don't know when he's gonna get home.
When did you know exactly that you knew exactly what time he was gonna get there? So that means that the father has already eaten his fried chicken. Okay, he done had a few pieces of fried chicken, and he's drinking. Let me tell you, I've actually had to deal with this myself. Yes, my father, the same father who was throwing the eggs and the batteries, right? Yeah. Would pop up. I'm out working, and I'll get the call, or let's say somehow I call the house. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? And I would get the call. Oh, everything is good. The kids are good. Oh, your dad is here. And I was like, oh, okay. And let me tell you, after about 20 times, it started to bother me. And I was like, hey, yo, Dad, let me talk to you real quick, man. Why you just keep popping up? Why you don't call first? I like to know who's in my house. And he's like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't know there's a problem. And I was like, you know, it seems like you come by a lot. You've been coming by a lot lately, you know?
Yeah, especially when I'm not home.
He's like, yeah, I just wanted to see the kids, you know? And I'm like, yeah, but the kids will sleep for 3 hours and you over here talking my wife's ear off. She's over here nodding out, falling asleep, and he's not getting any of the clues that it's time to go. And he's like, oh, I was kind of waiting for you to come in. And I'm like, ah, man, I wasn't planning on coming in until like 1 in the morning, you know. Can't wait for me. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to leave like 9 o'clock. So I'm like, all right, cool. And he don't leave till 9:45. My wife is over here nodding out. So then my dispensary, he started popping up at the dispensary, bringing 6 packs of beer with him. And I said, listen to me carefully. I don't want anyone in here drinking. I don't want anyone walking by my dispensary and saying, man, they over there drinking and partying and all that kind of stuff. I'm running a business.
Yeah.
Don't come by my wife with the beers and all. So I had to tell him, I said, yo, don't come by my wife with the beers, all right?
Yeah.
And then I kept thinking about, and it's kind of petty, but when I was a kid, right? He would never allow me to be alone with his wife in the house because I needed somewhere to stay when I was like, I was emancipated minor at 15 years old. And at 16 or 17 years old, I needed somewhere to stay, but just for a minute, just, you know, until I get some things together and I'm going to find me a, you know, I would get a kitchenette or something like that, whatever the case was. And he was so uncomfortable with me being alone with his wife. I mean, like, he even said it. He said, no, I just don't like people being alone. I don't like my wife being with people, you know, like, so I would be there in the house. I would get off of work. I would come to his house and, you know, we'd be talking for a minute or so, you know, like, you know, so we'll sit in the kitchen and we'll talk. And then eventually I make my way to the back. I go to sleep on a cot or whatever have you, right? And I did that for like just a couple of like maybe 2 months. And yo, the dude was like so adamant that I don't even come to the house until he's at the house. And once he's there, then I could show up. And I always felt uncomfortable about that. Like, man, what is this dude trying to say? I'm gonna try something with his wife. I want to be fresh with her or something. Like, I always felt, I even asked him, even when I was a kid, I was like, yo, you think I'm gonna try something with your wife? And he was like, no, not at all. Nah, I'm just,
yeah, it's not even that.
I'm old fashioned like that. Yeah. But yet, every time I turn around, you at my damn, I mean, and when I say 20 times, we're talking about, this took years. You know, it wasn't like he was there every weekend, but there was a couple of times where it felt like that. Like, why you keep popping up in my house, man? And, you know, LJ, she's so nice, you know. Yeah. She's so nice, and she's, you know, want the kids to be around their grandfather and all that. And, you know, she thinks it's kind of cool. But, yo, it started to really F with me, yo. That really started to F with me that I had to actually say something. Like, yo, do me a favor. If you're going to come to the dispensary, you got to call me first, and you can't bring any beers. All right, because I don't want you and my wife hanging out like as everything is cool. And he's like, oh, okay, but let me tell you this. I went to the dispensary the other night, and guess who's there? He's standing outside. And he got a beer, and he got the beer like, you know, by the store gate or something, you know, like it's not by, so he's not bringing the beer to the doorway. But I was just like, you know, like, what the hell, man? Like, he just doesn't feel that he owes me that kind of respect where he'll say, yo, this is bothering my son. So I felt this video here big time. Even though I would have never handled it the way the guy handled it, I'd have told my wife, yo, this man cannot be here. Yeah, that's and you know, you like you just, if he just can't pop up anymore. And at the apartment thing, it was cool, but you know, the dispensary's out on the streets. Anybody could just walk by. She can't control that. Whereas the house, she was just like, no, today's not a good day. Like, he would call her first, like, hey, what's up? I want to see the kids. The kids around. And she said, oh, today's not a good day. So she just started hitting him with the today's not a good day. because he would just popping up like every other week and want to stay for 7, 8 hours.
Yeah, that's.
And
that's
then when she cooks the food, she be like, would you like some food? Oh, no, I'm okay. I already ate. I'm good. No, I'm good. And then he's like, ooh, let me try that right there. Let me get a little piece of that. And then she'll make him a little plate. Oh, no, that's too much. I don't like just huff, like fussing, like yo, dude. It was like really getting at me, man. Yeah. And then I have to admit, I even like went to bed and had a couple of bad dreams, man. Like
really?
Yeah, man. I started
Holy
having
shit,
and I woke.
Mind.
Yeah, I woke up and told wife and said, yo, this man can't keep coming here like that. So anytime he calls you, it's not a good time. So she listened. She did what I asked her to do. But it was like really, really bothering me because I was like, this dude. And here's another. Can I get? No.
This is fascinating.
Story time.
Fascinating.
He comes by my bar because I was in bar business 20 years. He comes by the bar, and there was this chick that I used to mess with when I was like in '94. So no, when I was like 17, I was messing with her. And then I started messing with her again when I was like 21, but just on homie friends with benefits situation. Yeah. Strictly friends with benefits. One day she comes to the bar and I hadn't seen the girl in 5 years. She comes to the bar, he's at the bar, somehow or another, he tells her, yo, I'll give you a ride. You need a ride? I'll give you a ride home. So he gives her a ride. I see the chick a year later.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, well, I see the chick a year later, and I'm like, not a year later, let's say a couple of months later, I see the chick.
Yeah.
And I go, yo, how was that ride that my dad gave her? She said, yo, Pops, he drives me all the way to my door. And then he pulls over. She said he just parked the car, and she's like, he adjusted himself. He was primping, he adjusted the stuff, and then he turned around and looked at her. He said he looked me in my eyes, grabbed me by my face, and just planted the kiss and French kissed me for 10 minutes. And I was like, what? I said, how was it? She said it was great. And I said, what else did she do? She said, I gave him a blowjob. And I was just like, okay, all right. Yo, the dude never told me nothing, never mentioned it. I then tell the guy, yo, my friend told me that when you dropped her off, y'all had a good time. And he goes like this to me. So what are you talking about? And I go like, she told me that you guys were kissing and she topped you off. He was like, that never happened. I was like, what? He was just like, nah, I dropped her off and that's it. And I kept on going. I'm like, why would he lie? So that really, really planted the seed. Now he's around my wife all the time. And I started to really it started to mess with my head a little bit, man. So this young man.
That's insane, man.
That's insane, yo. That's insane.
Crazy
she said he was so cocky with it. He was cocky with like, yo, this is gonna, yo. Mind you, the chick is 25 years younger than him. 25 years younger minimum. So I ain't mad at him. I respect his gangster, but why you gotta lie about it? Like,
guys don't do something. He's definitely embarrassed to fucking say that shit. But that's ridiculous.
Not too much cursing.
Sorry. That's fucking freaking sorry. That was ridiculous.
That's crazy.
I can't compose it. I can't stop my profanity.
I can't top that off. I mean, whoa. I can't top that story. And, so that always sat with me, you know what I mean? Knowing that he fibbed about that, but man, I was like, whoa. And she's like, I said, how was it? She said, it was great. She loved it.
A little freak.
Yeah, she was like, she was like that. She was very promiscuous. And that's the girl who I saw, and then I didn't see her for 5 years. And she said, oh, the last time we were together, I got pregnant. And I was like, what?
Wait, that's not the person who you like to watch eat?
No. All right, sidebar. That's a whole nother story. Yeah. but you know, we were friends since I was a teenager, and it's just kind of crazy how he just straight up was like denied it, like it didn't happen. So then I get married, I got a bunch of kids, so you know that kind of stuff stays in your mind.
Of course, I would say with you.
You're like, yo, what the hell's going on here?
That's a jeez Louise, man.
All right.
And that was perfect that the first story was about you, and then the first story was about how because it sounded somewhat innocent, just a person who overstayed their welcome.
Overstayed their welcome. Yeah, but then you know the guy's like a liar, a real cocky ass liar. You'd be like, you know, maybe you don't come over.
I know why you had dreams from.
It was bothering me. Word up, and LJ, she was so cool. She's like, baby. You know, just calm down, take a deep breath. I'm gonna tell him I'm busy if he calls, you know. But anyway, and that's my dad, Ben, not Victor. You know, I have two dads. No, it's not like that. But you know, my mother.
Yeah, Victor, because Victor's the one I know.
Yeah, Victor's the one you know. These stories are Ben that I'm talking about. You know, so. Anyway, that's a story for another day. Do you want to read anything that's pumped up? If you,
too crazy. Chris Perkins. Wow, I agree. Big O has always been a player. It's good antidote to the law of attraction.
Right.
It's almost like in imitating a manosphere scenario. It's selfish and greedy behavior. Chris Perkins, why do you talk like that? What are you referring to?
No, selfish and greedy behavior for the father to be in the guy's house.
Gotcha. No,
selfish and greedy. Then the father was talking about my mother. My mother gave you this house. Look at that, because the father, you're such a bum that she had to give it to your son.
I got so lost in your story. I forgot that there was an original story. I forgot what the original story was. All right, but yeah, she's living in a huge house, still wanting more money. I mean, she's living in that person's house, and then she's dictating other rules.
Yeah, because that's his partner. You can talk to your partner like that.
What more could she want to buy? That's funny. She's heartless. She's not. I don't understand what she's about. She's something. I don't.
They're talking about the basketball player's wife. She's heartless.
No. Gotcha. I don't want to go too high.
All right, no worries. Let's go to the next one.
Kill with the law. That was. Yes. All right.
The guy was definitely stuck in his feminine, though.
The guy was extreme.
Yeah, first of all, he shouldn't have came in with the phone. He shouldn't have told his father to leave right then. He should have been like, you know, they should have ate the dinner. He should have been laughing, joking, hanging out, and then told his wife, listen, my dad is here too much. It's obvious he feels a way or something, you know, I'm uncomfortable. So just the fact that I'm uncomfortable doesn't mean that you're insecure, though. You know, doesn't mean that the man is insecure if he's uncomfortable with that relationship. I say no, not if it's your wife. You got to always be careful and always guard your wife and always keep her close and never keep her too far away. You got to give her enough room, not enough room to hang herself, though, because she needs to be led.
No, not like Joe Smith's wife.
Yeah. Exactly. Look at Joe Smith's wife, right?
No, she didn't get
the chick that'll do that for free.
Here's a video.
All right. What's up, bro? Yes, bro. That's nice and loud.
What's that? What is she doing? What are you doing to everyone else who's here?
Fuck out my ear, bitch.
Listen. I do find it to be obnoxious when people play music out loud, especially on public transportation. But this woman is asking for it.
Ooh.
She's asking for it.
What is she asking for?
I think her be trying to prove a point. She's trying to prove a point a little aggressively, and she's
Very
gonna
aggressive.
trigger something in that man, and something,
Well, not in that man because he didn't do anything.
No. That man handled that.
But she's gonna find the right man.
Yeah, that's a better way to say that. She's gonna find the wrong man to do that to. Like
Right.
that man did handle it pretty calm. I mean, he didn't handle it that calm. He called her the B word a bunch of times, but that's calmer than I guess slapping her across the face. But, it wasn't like
I don't
when
think that if a person is barking like a dog at you, here's some background. The man is playing music on a Bluetooth device. Here, I had it here. I wanted to show. Here it goes. I got it. So he has a device similar to this, and he's playing his music on the bus, and he's jamming to his music, not caring about anyone else but himself.
Yeah, I did say it was obnoxious. It's obnoxious to do that.
She then decides to bark at him. And it was a very Asian bark from this Asian.
No,
woman.
I don't think it was an
wasn't-
Asian bark. No, but it was a good bark. It sounded like a doggy.
Yeah,
like she wasn't
yeah,
like.
yeah,
"Woo." She
yeah,
was
yeah.
like
Yeah.
So maybe it's something she
She
practiced.
sounded like a dog in heat. Yeah.
Yeah,
she's done this sound
Yeah.
ever since she was a little girl to her brothers and sisters and everybody.
But I don't. All right, wait. So I don't think the dog barking was meant to be belittling in any way, because I think that can be maybe interpreted by that. I don't think she was trying to, I think that was simply as a point because that was a loud and obnoxious and annoying sound, the same way she thought the music being played out loud in a small space was loud, annoying, and obnoxious. So I don't think the barking was the real issue. It's that she got up barking at him towards his face.
Right.
The fact
right.
that she had that she's like trying me. She's almost flinching at him.
Right.
And I think that that's too much. Maybe next time she barks sitting down, because that could be pretty annoying from distance,
Right. It's polyester, but it's made in Italy.
Yeah. What is this now?
Ramones. You know about the Ramones?
I do know Ramones, a punk band.
Yeah.
Big famous punk band.
Yeah. They started that punk. Well, they were there for the inception of it to some degree. So I got 4 white men wrapped around my neck. Pause.
Very nice. Yeah, you respond to that one.
So,
but I think personally she needs to calm down with her point proving, her point making. Yeah.
This is another one of these righteous indignations. This is these people that are so bent on making their point louder than the point that you were making, and that's called being free. I actually cannot stand the fact that everyone has on a headset and you have no idea what they're listening to, if they're even listening to anything. Okay? I'm the guy who stops people I haven't done this in quite some time, but I like to stop young people in the streets and say, hey, what you listening to?
It's crazy.
Let me see. And then I would then download whatever they were listening to and then hear it for myself.
I mean, I guess if you wanted to be in tune with what the young people listen to, I guess that.
Yeah, I do it to older people too. I do it to people that I see have zoned out of the world, whereas this guy is making it crystal clear with this device here. F you. Yes, he's saying F you, and I actually appreciate that. I appreciate the F you because I grew up in a time where people used to walk with boom boxes attached to them, and they would be walking down the street, and I used to be that child who my mom would just berate these people, browbeat these people.
I mean, I completely
She just
get it.
thought it was tacky,
It's ridiculous.
ghetto,
It's
and I was that
ridiculous.
kid that was like, wow, this guy's walking with his music, doom. You know, there was always like, you know, another one bites the dust. Another they just walking with the radio, and another one bites the dust. Or it was Run DMC, you know, walk this way. And I thought it was phenomenal. When I see people in their cars and their cars are blasting the music, I'm like, yeah.
That is so
I
obnoxious, man.
love it. It
That
doesn't
is
bother me, you know,
annoys the
especially those people
bejeebus. That's the
that-
same thing as a person blasting music out their window. They're
I
just
disagree.
traveling.
I disagree because the traveler is in and out. The guy who has his stationary in his freaking window where I gotta hear the fucking commercials. I can't. I think that person is a
Well, yeah,
real
but, all right,
lowlife.
one is a worst evil. It's the same thing.
Yes,
Remember, one
yes,
is a
yes,
worst
yes.
evil, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it's obnoxious.
Right, it
like
is.
the same way the freaking motorcycle gangs, or the not gangs, the whatever group of bikers that rev their engine and drive past annoy and they're traveling.
Right.
But it's like next level. It like shakes your soul. It's
Well,
so
when I hear
obnoxious,
that revving in all those cars, it makes me stop and look and go, wow, they're so free.
makes you stop and look.
They're
at-
so happy. They're so free. I mean, just imagine if you were on that motorcycle and you able to just boom go up, you know, that 12 o'clock boy and bring that front tire all the way up.
Just listen,
and you know, like, and you
close
just,
your eyes and sprint in a straight line.
That's as free as I'm gonna get.
Have your arms out
right.
while you do it.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're in a place where there's nothing, potentially in front of you. Do it. I'm telling you.
Right. And I do understand the potential and danger of these 12 o'clock boys, the guys on the scooters and the guys that are riding the motorcycles. Because, you know, very good friend of mine's father got killed. His elderly father in his like 80s got killed. My electrician, Skinny, really good friend of mine's. His father got killed because of the guy running from the cops. He jumped the sidewalk and hit his father. And his father died months later in the hospital, but it was really, really bad. So I do understand that, but I can't help but say that when I see the 50, 60 guys riding in the motorcycle, it just makes you you just feel alive watching that.
Can't you be free without like disturbing some people?
Oh man, you gotta disturb the peace. You got, you know, all
But that's
the
not being
movies we
free. That's
watch with
weird.
the
That's like
guys
wanting to
on-
be seen. Wanting to be free is like not caring about being seen. You're wanting them to. That's the opposite of being free because you need them to hear your music, or you don't care if they. I don't know.
I don't know. But it wouldn't bother me if the guy was on the train with the music. And if the music was just really getting on my nerves, I would get up and just go to another car. She could have moved to a different bus, like section of the bus, you know.
Oh no, I'm not for her actions. Even though like the guy was, that is obnoxious what that guy did. But I don't think what she did was it wasn't even helpful. She wasn't a hero. I agree with there being righteous indignation.
Right.
And
well, I think he could have pepper sprayed her. That's what I would have done. I would have probably gave her a face full of pepper spray, and said that I feared for
definitely
my
would've
life.
escalated.
I thought that she was going to bite me. I feared for my life. I thought she was going to bite me. So I had to reach and grab that pepper. I'm the pepper spray guy. I have no problem pepper spraying for someone. I go right here. Boom.
oh my God, you got pepper spray.
Well, actually,
bear mace.
Bear pepper mace.
Jeez Louise.
Please leave me alone. I don't want any smoke. But if you start barking in my face that aggressive, you might get the bear spray, and that's a fact.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a fact. You're gonna be the next 6 hours are gonna be rough.
I don't know, man.
Hey,
I don't even know how we would have handled.
I caught somebody. I'm driving down the street, and you know how the people they steal the catalytic converters from cars. Have you heard of this?
I don't even know what a catalytic
Catalytic converter goes right before, in between the muffler and the engine. The engine is up front or the back, depending on the car. But the engine up front it leads to the catalytic converters, then the muffler. The catalytic converter has all these minerals, and inside of the catalytic converter are these white pillow-looking things that are like very, very strong. So you have to, they look like pillows, but you break them open, and inside of them they come with all this, all kind of metals and stuff like that are really like, very sought after in the black market especially. And people actually snort that stuff, and it's an interesting concept what gets done with the catalytic converters, because the precious metals inside of it and the carbon and all that kind of buildup that happens, it's a huge black market. So people steal them. And I caught somebody stealing some random person's thing. I pulled over, took out my bear spray, said, yo, and I bear sprayed them.
You vigilante.
Yeah, and I got back in my car and I drove off. I felt good for 3 days off of that. Come on. That was beautiful. It was beautiful. I totally felt great about that.
You're Batman.
Yeah. And then I caught someone else stealing another part off of a Cadillac, a vintage Cadillac, and I just say, yo, what you doing with that? I said, yo, I know the owner to that. You can't take that part off that car. You got to talk to the guy's named Frankie. Call him in the morning. He'll probably give you that part. So just leave the part there. He's like, yo, mind your business. I just hit him with the pepper spray. I felt very good about myself. I have no problem with that.
Why you be pepper sprayed people? What the heck?
Yo, dude, in my storage, I have like 5 of these left. I had, for the pandemic, I made sure I had at least 10 of them. For that whole pandemic situation, I went up to Massachusetts, got 10. I'm down to I'm down to at least 5 or 6.
Now, I know pepper spray to be it really burns your eye. I don't know the extent to which bear mace. Do you ever get to kick back with the fumes or something?
Never.
Like that?
I've never. It's a 30-foot burst. You could be 30 feet away from a person and get them, and you don't have to worry about anything.
And does it just does it like just dry up all the moisture in you? Like
I don't know. They're suffering though.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Oh, and check this out. The person that did the catalytic converter, right? They jumped into that car in the passenger seat. There was a woman driving, and they were Russians, and there was a woman driving. Yeah, they were Russians from Brooklyn, and I drove up next to her, and he's in the car like just going through it, and now she's in the car. She's now suffering because of it too, but she was still able to drive. So I pulled up and I says, yo, don't let me catch you in this neighborhood again, you hear me? I says, because another person, I could have videotaped this. I got your license plate. Yeah, I could have went viral for this. But I enjoyed it way too much, and I didn't want the smoke. I didn't want the attention. But I could have went viral. I could have pulled out my camera, pepper sprayed your man or whoever this guy is. Don't let me see you in my neighborhood again. Get out of here. So she drove off. She said, I didn't do anything.
A gangster with pepper spray.
Yeah. I told him I could have went viral right now, showing this on camera over here. But I enjoyed it way too much. And I thought about pulling out the camera and pepper spraying them, but then it just felt like it wasn't real. It wasn't real. It was kind of fake. To do that.
If you're gonna pepper spray somebody, that's a tacky way to pepper spray them.
On video.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't feel right. Like if I'm gonna be doing this for fun, I'm not doing it for clout.
Yeah.
Not for fun. I was not doing it for fun. I was doing it for principle. It was principle. You're over here in my neighborhood, you're 2 blocks from my house, and you're over here taking catalytic converters. I'm sorry, you're getting pepper spray. You know what I mean? You're getting pepper spray. Someone would say, well, good thing they didn't have a gun and they would have started shooting you. If a person got a gun on them and they got that kind of heart to be out there taking catalytic converters, they're losing out, and they have so much more potential over here. If you a gun toter, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a gun toter, you're not doing that job. You're doing other things. You're doing real. You're getting real money.
Actual robbery.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. It might be the last one.
All right.
I just sent it to you too today.
So why'd you breaking up with me?
Look at your son,
Why?
man. Look at me.
Why? Okay, so you gonna break up with me because of my son?
I've been trying to teach him right from wrong. Man, give me this gun, dog. What you mean? What you say?
I said.
That's what.
So you gonna break up with me because of my child?
Listen,
He's just a child.
He's bad, dog.
He just need a little guidance, man. Like, don't. That's a petty reason to break up with somebody. I ain't gonna lie. How? Oh, wow. Over a 10-year-old? Over a 10-year-old. Over a 10-year-old. Over a 10. Okay.
Dog, he's bad.
Right. Okay, but that's not no reason to break up with nobody.
I can't do it no more, man.
So you gonna
I'm done.
So you just gonna throw all these years down the drain? So why'd you break up with me?
Look at your son, man. Look at
I mean, these freaking videos, man. What's it called? So initially I thought that it was kind of understandable that the guy wanted to leave the woman because that her son was bad, but all the way up to the absolute end that I got a small shift that they said they were dating for years.
Yes.
And you've
years.
been so you've been like somewhat of an influence. That's his mother, but you did here for years, and now the son, all of a sudden, the son is too bad for you to handle. I don't know.
Well, the son called him the N-word.
That's what he said. I thought he was pulling his.
Yeah, he was telling him to give him back the toy gun, and he was just like, "No, nigga." So he's like,
so
I
if
think
they've
the
been for
N-word. I
years,
think
he
the
can't-
N-word. I think the N-word was the straw that broke the camel's back. You know, you cannot have no child call you the N-word.
No. If
You
I mean,
know.
if he knew him for years, I probably would be able to have some authority to put hands on him.
That's the whole point of this video. Thank you for that.
Like, I mean, he shouldn't feel that. He should be at least scared to act that way with me.
Right.
Like, especially if I knew him for years enough where, you know, I have some kind of, maybe I took him places myself. You trust me enough to take him on vacation simultaneous enough, then I have the right to put hands on him. So if he was talking like that, I'd probably slap him.
Yeah, the little
Yeah.
boy, he should be getting beat. You
Yeah,
know, like
he
this.
should.
This is a beat, but here's the problem: it's too late. You know, it's like when you realize that you've dug yourself in such a beta man hole. He's such a simp beta male that he allowed this woman to dictate what her child can do, and probably told him, "I'll take care of it. You can't put your hands on my son." You know. And then maybe he's afraid to put his hands on his son because maybe the father is the kind of guy who you don't put your hands on his kid. He don't care what the kid did. You don't put your hands on the kid. And you know, he's caught between a rock and a hard place. If this is even real.
Yeah, well, of course,
If
there's always that
if
with
this
that.
is even real, but it's still part of the conversation because this is an actual part of our society where women have these children that are out of control. Have you experienced a girlfriend or a woman or dating situation, anything where the woman had a child?
Yeah, 2 different times. Yeah.
Okay, and how was that relationship?
So one time when I was 21, I dated a 31-year-old, and she had a 10-year-old child. So she had the child when she was the age, you know, that I was
Right.
at that point. And the second time I was about, 26 or no 25, and I dated a woman with a 3.5-year-old. Now
Right.
that kid was a little pain in the butt.
The
Like I didn't
3.5.
interact with the 10-year-old, but like maybe 2 times.
Right.
The other kid I saw a few times. I got him this the little flying helicopter thing for like his birthday.
Right. The thing for anxiety?
No, it's like the remote control thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Like a drone.
Yeah, kind of. But it was like $40 drone. It was like one of the
Yeah.
super drone.
Yeah.
But it flew.
It flew.
Yeah, and I remember it was a little. I remember she was like from Rensselaer. You know, it was not the nicest birthday party. And I remember them being crazy impressed by that airplane. So
They were from Rensselaer? What is that?
it's like a
Oh, it's a town. It's a neighborhood in
small,
Albany.
yeah, a smaller town. You know,
And what's it called?
Rensselaer,
Rensselaer.
Rensselaer.
Rensselaer, Albany, New York. And what was up with the relationships? How did they go? Like, did the children have an impact on it? Did they have...
So, yo, all right, the first one, like the first one, the girl was like kind of almost immature in her own like right. The kid had nothing to do with it, you know.
Right.
And at that time I really wanted to. I was, you know, I guess nice enough where if I wanted to bang other girls, I'd probably break up with them first, you know.
You kind of lost me. What the hell did you just say, sir? What? What the heck did you just say?
But I was 21. I was nice enough where, if my intentions were to, you know, when I was with somebody to have sex with another girl,
right,
I'd probably break up with them first, and that was the biggest contributing factor to ending things.
Was the child? Oh no. Well, you seen other women.
Was
not the child. The
children, that's my point. Yeah, that's
no
my
big
point.
deal.
That's
the children were no big deal. Yeah,
that's my point.
Yeah.
So
I too have experienced that with the women having children, and it was never a big deal.
Yeah.
The only issue I ever had, honestly, I dated this chick. This was like, yes, I'm big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg, right? I'm a big guy. But this is like the last 10-year version of myself right now, right?
Yeah.
But before that, the other version of me, I dated this woman, and her son was a pretty big boy, and her son wound up getting sick, and was sick for like 2-3 weeks, and
jeez.
And I saw the kid after he got sick, and the kid lost like 15 pounds, 10, 15 pounds.
Did he have a cancer?
No. He just kind of like, he maybe had the
2
flu.
or 3 weeks. That's intense. But all right, continue.
It was at least that. Yeah. And when I saw the kid, he had lost so much weight. I was like, yo, your son looks great. I mean, he looks like he lost a bunch of weight and everything. She says, yeah, he lost a bunch of weight. That's why. And she was just like, you know, I was driving, and she wanted me to take her to the supermarket because she wanted to get things to fatten him up. She was trying to fatten the boy up because she says that he lost, like, let's say, I don't remember. Let's say he lost 10 pounds, 12 pounds.
I mean, I get it. If he lost a dramatic amount of weight, you probably thought.
But the kid was overweight already. The kid was overweight.
Oh, okay. You didn't tell me the kid started out like
he was already overweight. So I actually dumped her because of that. I was like, I don't want to be with a woman who's going to have my children fat kids. I don't want fat children, because at that time, I just couldn't imagine, like, I just couldn't do it. So I actually dumped her. Let me tell you, I've seen the chick on Facebook, and she has pictures with her and her son, and the boy is my size.
I mean,
and he's like, and the kid is like 25 or something like that, and he's like 300 and something pounds. Never did a push-up in his life.
Because she wanted to keep him close to him forever.
Yeah, so she got what she wanted, and I knew that was going to be the way the kid was going to be. So I was like, nah. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would ever broke up with a woman for those kinds of reasons, but I do recall one time all three of us went to the park, and we were shooting around like a basketball, and I gave this kid the perfect pass, and he didn't freaking catch it. He was a little kid, but he
like
hit him. It booped him in the head. No, but he did have freaking long hair. He had put in a ponytail, but so.
What was this? Some sort of Hispanic kid?
No, it was a half white, half black kid.
Okay, yeah. Half white, half black. Okay, was he wearing
Clearly,
a
she has a type. No, he had with the half white, half black hair. You know, it's like freaking.
Right, so she was white.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
God, you're making me admit it on camera.
Yeah,
they're gonna look down at me.
Was she a pink toe? Is what I'm asking. You know?
It's funny. Both the mothers were white mothers.
The ones who had the
child, yeah.
Right.
And one was a rich, and the other one was more of a poor.
One was a rich, one was a poor.
Yeah.
A rich and a poor.
But anyway,
I love it already.
I don't fetishize. Anyways, all right. But anyway, the point I was making was, I gave the kid a pass, and he didn't catch it properly and hit him in the head, and he starts crying. And then the mother starts consoling him, and at the end, when she started calming down, he's like, "I want a donut." And I remember being like, "Ugh, what the heck?" And
That was his reward for stopping
Like-
the cry. I
Yeah.
want a donut, and she's like, "Okay, I got
yeah,
you."
but
Yeah, man.
yeah, I was a big fan of that.
Yeah, these kids need fathers, man. Mothers can't do it all. They try their best, though. I got to give them credit. They try their best. Society has told them to try their best. But if society just tweaked it a little bit and just gave some strong emphasis how important it is to have dad around,
Yeah.
I think they would do it. They would do whatever they told, and it would be a significant difference in these boys. These boys are just growing up to be such, so feminine. It's kind of sad, looking for a partner. Anyway, I digress. So I think our show for the week is done. Friday night.
Friday night, Friday. That was hot. Fresh to death, premium black in the flesh.
Premium Black News, y'all. You can never say I don't love you because it's true, I do. That's a fact.
Y'all
Don't-
growing on me.
Yeah. Oh, it takes Oric a little while. It takes him longer to warm up, to love, Love. What is, whoa. Slow that down. Let's reevaluate this word here.
We'll figure it out. Well, something will happen. Maybe
Right.
we'll go through some kind of...
Before we go, we got to talk about Deion Sanders.
I'm with Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders goes to the Rose Bowl and he's robbed. His team members, his son and all the other guys, the players are robbed.
Oh,
Now they got all these players in the NFL that are flipping on him because he made such a big deal when he was robbed when he played for the black college. Deion Sanders gets robbed for something. He claimed he was robbed. His personal bag was taken from his office.
Okay.
But what really happened was one of the workers there, who was a new guy, got nervous when he saw the bag and took the bag and put it in the security area. And then when it all came out that his bag was stolen, his assistant, she's running around looking for the bag, and the guy's like, I have your bag. But he already made a tweet, and he already had damn near a press conference flipping out about how outrageous he was and how upset he was that the coach's bag got stolen. He never clarified that it was actually not stolen. But now his son's bags or his son's friends' bags get robbed recently, this last week.
Like by gunpoint or something? Or just
No,
like actually
like
just
swindle.
take-
Like somebody climbed in the room and broke some locks and did whatever they do. Mind you, Deion Sanders' son is on, he's on Twitter or wherever he's on, flexing the Rolex. He's over here showing the Rolex, showing the money phone, because a lot of these college players, they're getting money now. They pass all those things where before they weren't allowed to get gifts or any monies. Now things have changed. So you got all these soon to be possibly NFL stars acting like they're already NFL stars, and they got. Respect to the guy who got them. No. So what do you think about the fact that Deion Sanders? Oh, so when asked, why are you not making a big deal out of this? You went all hard on the black school, but now that you with the white school, you got nothing to say? And he said, oh, there's two different things. They don't mean the same thing. I'm not going to worry about yesterday's problems. I'm moving forward on today's, next day.
What was happening was he was embarrassed about the first time that he had making such a big stink about it. So, he's just humiliated just to clarify it, which is kind of childish. And then now, so now he won't talk about it because it'd probably come out about the first things that he was full of it. And I guess it is coming out since you know that information.
Right.
Yeah, so I'd never even heard about this situation.
Right, look, I got my ear to the
You do got your ear to the streets, man.
I got my ear to the YouTube streets.
Sure.
And we could thank O'Shea Duke Jackson for that one.
O'Shea.
O'Shea Duke Jackson. Did you hear about the guy Dwayne Wade and his girlfriend breaking up?
Gabrielle Union?
Yeah, they just broke up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they're no longer together. We're not going to talk about. That's the segment of what we're not going to talk about.
Yeah,
We're not going to talk about that. We don't care about that. What else? Britney Spears, tell-all book. You heard about that? Talking about
Britney Spears, is that a more fascinating topic?
Yeah. Well, she's. What we're not going to talk about is her talking about Justin Timberlake. He couldn't perform, or he was working with a little itty bitty thing in between his legs. She couldn't feel nothing. She was like, I gotta get. She was like, I gotta get out of this.
She put this out in her 40s. Oh, come on.
Yeah. So we're not gonna talk about that. What else are we not gonna talk about? Did you hear about the Marriott water bottle?
The Marriott water bottle? No.
Husband and wife are staying at the Marriott Ritz-Carlton in whatever, some fancy freaking Florida town maybe, or wherever they're at.
Okay.
The wife, she says, can I have a bottle of water, to the concierge? Concierge gives her a bottle of water. She takes the bottle of water up to her room. There's no information whether or not the bottle of water was opened or did she open it herself. That information is lost in the 30 pages of testimony, right?
Yeah.
So that night, she drinks some of the water and she's like, whoa, what the hell's up with this water? So she's like inspecting the water, her and her husband, and they find and look at the water. It looks like bodily fluid. Someone ejaculated into her water. She then gives the water to the hotel. Here you go. She should have took a little bit of water for herself as the sample of the water. They take the water. The hotel then processes the water through a third party, and it is in fact bodily fluid, sperm in the water.
I caught that.
So this woman says, I've been sexually assaulted. I'm suing. The Marriott then says to her, well, let us give you points on your room. We want to give you, I don't know, 1 million points or whatever it is. They're not trying to give her any cash or an apology or anything like that. And now they're talking about they won't even allow her the results of the test that they say that it has been proven it is one of their employees. How did they get the DNA from the employees? Is the Marriott taking DNA swabs from their employees? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I don't know how they got away with contaminating something to that extent.
How gross. I mean, who does that?
Yeah. I don't even understand the humor in that.
The humor, the hatred.
Yeah. No, that's true.
There's no humor. This is people that are hating.
Fair.
We're talking about, we are objectivists and we're going to, hate to motivate. This is just absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
What about the Marriott? What say you on the Marriott's role to not want to give up any information and to offer only points?
Because then if they offer points, they'd have to admit to wrongdoing of some sort. And not just like a misunderstanding. So that might make them look bad looking forward when it comes to some sort of litigation. Because I could say, all right, you admitted that you did wrong, didn't you? Why else would you do this?
Right.
But points, you can just say, well, we felt bad that this person was inconvenienced, so we accommodated them. So I get why the Marriott's being...
I stood at the Marriott for almost 2 years.
See? Oh yeah.
I have we have maybe 300,000 points still with them.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we have. We walk into a Marriott, we get upgraded. They upgrade us a room. We allow the late stay, and they're supposed to give us like chocolate on our pillowcases or something like that.
I see. I don't know that.
This is Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg.
This is Ulrich.
And this is a week in review. You are appreciated. You are adored. Check to see if anybody said anything before we go. Come on.
Ooh. Tosh shown lots of love. They could have done a DNA test. Yeah, I guess Perkins. I don't know if that's probably expensive if it's not done through police or something. So maybe they'd have to press charges. Ew, I agree, Ricardo. All the flexing. Who's flexing? Yo, Chris Perkins said bye. See, look, we gave you overtime, all right? Because we like it. All right?
Thank you very
love,
much.
people.
You are appreciated. Big Elvis
See
the
y'all
Chef.
soon.
I'm out. I love you.